If you want to once and for all stop your low attention span and increase your ability to properly focus on a task, watch this video till the end. Otherwise, you can just click off and continue to scroll. Ironically, the people who click off are the ones that needed this video the most. Nowadays, people's attention span is so messed up, wherein just 5 seconds into this video, they would check the comments, description, and even see the suggested video, doing all of this at the same time in pursuit of more stimulus. Most people don't realize that they do this. Even I didn't until I was called out for it. We live in a world where we constantly stimulate ourselves with something or the other, hopping on from one thing and immediately to another. I mean, just ask yourself, when was the last time you just sat in your sofa doing nothing, absolutely nothing, and just letting your mind wander? Probably a very long time ago. We could say that short form content could be contributors to this issue. But there is a root cause to all these problems, which is overstimulation and constant dopamine hits, which in turn leads you to crave distractions. So, not only do we crave distractions, our mind rewards us for seeking and finding it. The goal is to make the mind less stimulated so that it stops to crave distractions. Here is a thing to remember. Overstimulation is the enemy to focus. I mean, just think about it. Why would you study or work on your projects when you could get high stimulation from playing video games? Now, the question is how to fix this problem, which seems so damn hard to fix. After years and years of incredible dopamine hits that you give yourself, you need to take a break from it, or more like you need to do a fast from it. Well, do this experiment where you do a dopamine fast during the weekend for a day, from the moment that you wake up till you fall asleep. The goal of this day is to have least fun as possible. So, no food at all, no video games, no watching TV or phone or laptop, no internet, no hanging out with friends, no music, no reading books, and no talking to friends. Now here's what you can do. You can drink water, you can meditate, walk around the house, you can do some light exercise, you could write using a pen and paper, and journal how you're feeling. Why is it hard? What are the causes for feeling this pain? What are the 1 to 3 things that you can do tomorrow that will somewhat address this pain? Now, you might be thinking, why would you subject yourself to this kind of torture? In life, how many times have you foregone opportunities and dreams just because it was hard? Just because you didn't feel like doing it? Just because your mind was being a little I know I have. When I did this fast, I felt like I would go insane. But you know what? My desperation to make a complete change in my life made sure I stick and pull through it. And I'm so grateful that I did. The next day, once your brain resets, doing the hard and productive things becomes much more enjoyable and rewarding. And you start to crave that more and more. Imagine a state of mind where the enjoyment that you get from playing games becomes the same enjoyment that you get from your studying or working or going to the gym. How fantastic your life will turn out to be. It's absolutely amazing. Plus, you feel more rejuvenated and more amazing because your dopamine has not been constantly hit. So, the goal of being less distracted and more focused can only be achieved by being less stimulated. Now, after you do this fast, you must keep in mind, more stimulation or cheap dopamine leads to more distraction, which in turn leads to a lack of focus. Now that you've learned how to keep your stimulation in check, we can move on to a system that will constantly keep your focus level to the max. First thing that you must keep in your mind is that multitasking is absolute nonsense, because doing a lot of things at once wavers your focus by a lot. When you focus only on one task, your focus bar goes up fast. But when you constantly hop on from one task to another, your focus bar goes up and down and becomes unstable. Focusing only on one task leads you to achieve and do more in less time. Now, you must plan your day in Google Calendar a day before so that you don't waste time thinking about what you're going to do. Set your desk and room ready beforehand to prepare for the upcoming task. Have a checklist of things you need to get ready beforehand. For example, if you're planning to finish an essay for college tomorrow, keep that document open and in front of you So when it's time to work on it, it's already there. Plus, you need to make sure that your phone is on silent mode or on airplane mode, and keep the phone away from you as far as possible. The idea here is to ensure that there is the least amount of friction for you to do the task. When you're about to do a task, tell yourself that you're only going to focus on that task and not on anything else. You need to clarify in your mind exactly what task you're going to do. When you start to work and your thoughts start to wander, don't get upset. Just redirect that focus back to the task that you're doing. I know it will be painful, but doing this will develop and improve your focus. Additionally, don't start using your phone right after work. Take a nap for like 10 to 15 minutes and just get back to work again. Here is an additional tip. Deadline and time pressure can also aid you in speeding up your work. Remember the times when you pushed your projects or studies to the last moment with very limited time. You had this intense concentration and focus to finish the task because time was very limited, and when the results came, you got a decent mark from it, even though all that studying was done in the last moment. That's what deadline gives you, a sense of urgency to finish the task quickly. So keep a deadline for each task that you do. Now that you've learned how to truly focus and to do more work in less time, but all that will be in vain if you don't have any time during the day. Check out this video where I talk about how to save 3+ hours a day so that you'll have more time to do all those productive tasks.